What is seller financing and how does it work? Well, when you can answer that question, you might not want to buy real estate in any other way. I mean, imagine money never getting in the way of you buying real estate again. That's what's available to investors who understand seller financing and how it works. And I'm going to let you in on those investor secrets. Seller financing is actually much simpler than most people think. And once you understand how to offer it to a seller, how to write up the paperwork, and then how to close the deal, everything is gonna come together for you so you can stay on track in building your financial independence. And I'm gonna cover it all. Okay, so the first thing is let's kind of lay out what actual traditional financing is. This is when you go shopping for a house and you find one that you like, and now it's your time to go to the bank and qualify for a loan. You apply for the loan and you go through that process, and the bank is gonna check your credit score, they're gonna check your income, they're gonna check your history, see what else you've purchased in the past. They're gonna look really deeply into your life, and today they're looking deeper than they've ever looked before. And then once you get that approval, now you can go and you can make your offer on the property, and then they're gonna go through this underwriting process, they're gonna go through an appraisal process, and you're gonna take it all the way to the end, and sometimes you don't even know if you're actually officially approved until the very end. And if you are, you will traditionally come in with a 20% down payment, and then the bank will fund the balance. And now you are officially the owner, and that's how traditional financing works. Now, seller financing is really different. It's way easier. Instead of asking the bank for a loan, you're going to ask the seller for the loan. Essentially, it's an IOU. You're gonna probably give them a small little down payment, and then you're gonna make payments over time to them. Everything else is exactly the same, except you're not making payments to the bank, you're sending your payments to the seller. But here's the great thing. There's no appraisal, there's typically no qualifying, most sellers won't look at your credit score, and you can actually get rather creative. Now, before I share with you what to do once you find the property, do me a favor, click the like button and subscribe to the channel, because I post cool, creative money-making stuff like this each and every week, and you're not gonna wanna miss an episode. Now, when you find that house and you're ready to present your offer, you're gonna pull out a contract, and you're gonna write in the price where you would typically write in the price, and then in the terms section, you're gonna write in what the terms are and how you're actually gonna pay that seller. So there's typically a down payment, and that could be 5%, 10%, 20%, 0%. It could be zero money down. It depends on whether you or the seller agree with it. Try doing that with a bank. That's never gonna happen. And then how you can discuss how that balance is gonna be paid as well. And there's nothing fancy with regard to the verbiage that you put into the contract. As long as you and the seller understand what you're agreeing to and the closing agent can understand it, that's enough. Because the closing agent, they're gonna take over and they're gonna draft up all the formal loan documents for you and the seller. The closing agent, just as they would with the bank note, they'll take it and they'll record it at the county against the property using it as collateral. So as you can see, unlike with a bank's very rigid terms, I mean, when they give you a document, that's what it is. There's no negotiating that. You can negotiate almost everything with the seller. Not almost, you can negotiate everything. You can negotiate the down payment, you can negotiate the interest rates. That can be whatever interest rate you want. It could be low, it could be high, it could be escalating, it could be de-escalating. Those could be deferred payments. There could be balloon payments. Maybe you've got monthly payments, maybe they're bi-monthly payments, maybe they're annual payments. As long as you and the seller agrees, anything goes. I mean, if you really wanted to and the seller was up for it, you could make monthly payments of sacks of potatoes. So if you'd like to go deeper in this type of creative financing, I put a link of a video that is gonna walk you through multiple strategies. It's gonna walk you through those step by step. They're very short, they're very easy to watch, they're very consumable. That link is below in the description. It'll show you how to get started. So whenever I talk about seller financing, it always reminds me as to when I got started. Because investing in real estate for passive income, that was very alluring to me. I liked the idea of making money while I slept, but there was a problem. I didn't have any money, particularly for a down payment. My credit score at the time was totally shot. No banks would even look at me. And then I had this other challenge. If I wanted to go present seller financing, real estate agents and the title agents, like they were all oblivious to it. They had no idea what I was doing, so they were very opposed to it. I got a lot of friction there. So my plan was actually just to keep talking to real estate agents until I found one that would actually cooperate. And once I found one, then the battle was the sellers themselves. Because all of the sellers on the multiple listing service, they really wanted all cash, understandably. And I started to understand the distinction between those people that want to sell and people that need to sell. People on the multiple listing service, they just want to sell and they want full price too. But we tried. And we found rejection after rejection after rejection. It was very frustrating. And I was getting kind of tired, but unfortunately my real estate agent, they got tired before I did and they quit. And then I thought, who needs real estate agents? I can do this myself. What I can do is I can go straight to sellers and find them before they put their houses on the market, and I can present these seller finance creative offers to them. Now, I still got a lot of rejection, but I also got a lot accepted as well. And what I found was it doesn't take too many yeses to have a significant impact on your financial freedom. And here we are more than a decade later. I've got more than 50 properties in my portfolio, 90% of which are all held with seller financing. And in each one of those properties, I have a tenant in place that's paying me more than I have to pay the seller. Give me a small little piece of cash flow for each property that I own. And what that does is it allows me to pay my bills, my personal bills, my family bills, and then some, to the point where I don't have to work. And if you like the idea of that for yourself and you would like to go deeper with seller finance properties and take a stab at that and creating passive income for yourself too, I bet you probably don't have to do too much more than you're already doing. I mean, you're probably already presenting offers. So instead of presenting all cash, start testing the waters and offer some seller financed options to your sellers. And there's a number of different types of offers that you can put together. And if you like a copy of the very cheat sheets that I give my own private clients, I put those together for you. You can access them for free at epicbreakthrough.com. And I put that link down in the description for you too. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.